What is up, guys? Eric here, Team Eccentric, and as you can see, I am bringing you guys another Mermail deck profile. This one is an updated list, so the previous list that I had, I don't believe was playing the first Penguins. However, I did test the first Penguins for quite some time, and with mixed results. So the first Penguin, I feel, is kind of one of those weird cards where I can see like what value it brings to the deck in some cases, and then in other cases it seems like it's actually more of a hindrance. I did test 2 copies of First Penguin in the main originally, and to be honest with you, I honestly thought it was lackluster. I thought this card really didn't help the deck in any way. I felt like every time I played this card, I was either going super minus, or it wasn't getting me to the searches that I wanted necessarily, or if I did get the searches I wanted, I would get drolled immediately after. So I just feel like this card is playable, but it's one of those cards where like it's just not, to me, it's not that good. I personally don't like it. I don't think anybody should just take my word for it. Test it, see if you like it. If it fits your playstyle, then use it. But to be honest with you, I just feel like I kept going minus super hard with it. But so this is a list that's not playing the first Penguins, and it's a 44 card list, and I did go to locals, and I did do kind of well with the first Penguins. I went X1, but honestly the Penguins are what kind of killed me in the one round that I lost, because I just bricked them. They really did not help me, and in the cases where they did help me, they were kind of like I said, a little bit, just really lackluster in terms of what resources they got me to. So I'll just get right into the profile and I'll show you guys what I'm playing. This list is definitely probably not the list that you guys see at like regional events and things like that, because again, they're all playing the first Penguin. And again, I think the card is decent. I just don't think it's necessary. I think it's kind of elective. It depends on your playstyle. So obviously we're starting off with the triple Neptibus. That's standard, right? Triple Dragoons, triple Rhine, triple Teus, triple Squad, double Poseidra, double Pike, 1 heavy infantry. So I feel like that's kind of standard for the Mermail Atlanteans, right? You have everything you need here. I honestly don't think 3 Pike is necessary anymore. I mean, if Bahamut Shark ever came back, then yes, you play 3 Pike. But honestly, I think Pike at 2 is fine. 2 Poseidra, because you don't really want 3 of it. I mean, you could side 1 if you really wanted to, or if you're playing a build that's kind of more, oriented towards going second, you could play 3, but I just see 2 as perfectly fine, right? So then for the excess waters, we have 1 Woolen Glacier, we have the 1 Coelacanth, the 1 Minstrel, the 1 Gluttonous, the 1 Butterfly Fish, and then the new Floodgate, the Testudo Rot Newman. So obviously this is like your fish engine for the most part, aside from the Pikes. And your boards, you try to end on the Newman, along with hand looping for 3 or 4 cards, as well as usually you can end on, at the very least, a Dragite with the Mermail Link and possibly a Ravenous. Sometimes some of my best boards I've ended on Ravenous, Gaios, Dragite, Prima Donna, the Link 3, and Testudo. So it really depends on sequencing your plays, and how you really kind of use your resources to get to the cards you want to get to before you summon the Testudo, right? So that's it for the monsters. So again, because I'm not playing the first Penguins, I am actually electing to play spell cards. I think that spell cards, honestly, I don't know. I just feel like the first Penguins, I understand the reasoning of playing the first Penguins, because they act as if they're your spell cards by searching the cards you want to see, but I just feel like they don't do enough, honestly. So the spell cards I'm playing, I did decide to play a Bistintriana again. I feel like it's a good searchable recursive tool that allows you to recycle a lot of your resources, and that's something that could be invaluable in grindy game states where like you need to get cards back. And that's another thing about the first Penguin is your extra deck becomes slightly tighter because you're playing the Gradle Dragon and the Deep Sea Repertoire, which in themselves aren't necessarily the best cards. So it kind of wastes, at the very least, one extra deck space. If you're playing Deep Sea Diva, you can get into the Deep Sea Repertoire. That's at least playable, but the Greater Dragon, literally you never summon. So it's kind of like you're just wasting extra deck spaces to search for a Teus and then get drolled immediately after. I feel like that's kind of very bad, to be honest with you. Then I am playing Prosp, and you could say that, oh, well, what about Prosp? You can get drolled on Prosp. And you're right, and it's like, yeah, you can get drolled on Prosp, but the Prosp will at the very least get you to a Rhine, possibly, or at the very least get you to non-engine, whereas First Penguin only gets you to Dragoons or Teus, which at that point, if you get drolled, you're stuck regardless. So it's one of those things where it's like, you know, which is the lesser of two negatives, and I feel Prosp is slightly better than the First Penguin. And then I'm playing 1-for-1. Another copy of Neptibus. You got to get to Neptibus, got to get to Neptibus, got to get to Neptibus, and at the very least, at the end of your combo, if you couldn't get to a Testudo somehow, you can 1-for-1 it out, which is kind of nifty. So that's it for the spell cards. Then for the non-engine main, it's always the same standard: 3 Fua, 3 Perulia, 3 Ash, 3 Impulse, 3 Imperm. I am still choosing to play 3 Imperm. I know a lot of people are deciding to drop Imperms from their list. I saw that a lot of the regional lists, a lot of the topping regional lists have cut Imperm entirely, or if they're even playing it at all, they're siding it. Which I don't disagree with necessarily, but like, I just feel like Dracotail, like if they're playing Dracotail and they're caught in a line where they have to fuse into Arthelion and then add back hand traps, you can Imperm the Arthelion. Like I always say, you can Imperm the Arthelion and then they're just down a bunch of cards. So that's something that does come up from time to time, and also Imperm is at the very least a good target negation for like your floodgates that you don't want to play against, right? So then for the extra deck, I'm playing 1 Mermail King Neptibus. That's standard. 1 Mermail Abyssalacia. A lot of people have cut this from their list, and I don't see why. Because if you summon the Testudo, you know, and you want to try and hand loop more with Prima Donna's Grave effect, you can link into this rather than the Haggard Lizardos to get a draw. I feel like the Haggard Lizardos, yeah, it gets you a draw, it nets you another card, but like all the same, Alacia is an end board piece, and by the time you're summoning the Lizardos, you're either just doing it to clear your board, which like you can do that with your regular Synchro, Link, and Xyz plays, or you're doing it to just get the draw, which I feel like is unnecessary because you're drawing so much in this deck, or you're adding so much in this deck anyway. Then you're playing 1 Lenses Coral Anemone. Obviously, that's standard for combos, so that's the links. That is it for the links. Then for the Xyz, I decided to play 2 Poseidra again. I just think this card is way too strong. Like, just being able to go into this card going first and second, like, you just get so much. You put yourself so far ahead if you can resolve both of these effects. Like, not even just in that turn, in your opening turn, but like just overall across a game. If you resolve the first effect to soul charge and then the second effect to bounce, non-target bounce up to 3, like you're putting yourself leagues ahead of your opponent. Then we have 1 Mermail Disguise, negates monster effects. Obviously, there's, you know, it's not the best negate, but it's still a solid like skill drain-esque effect that you can use. Then 1 Abyss Trite. So Abyss Trite obviously is for combo. You know, revives things. Lavirtue Dragon because you add back waters, and then we are citing the Virtue Stream because unfortunately that's kind of like necessary in this format, I think. So then for synchros, we are playing the Chengying because of Lunalight, Trishula because hand looping, Ravenous because disruption, you know, removal, Dragite because it's spell trap negate. Prima Donna, Monoceros, and then I am playing 1 White Aura Porpoise. So, in weird combo lines where you do end up getting too many bodies, in a situation where you would generally Haggard Lizardos, Haggard Lizardos only nets you a card in your hand. It draws you a card, but it doesn't do anything else besides that. Whereas Porpoise, you can bring back the Gluttonous after you've gone through your combo line, synchro up the Gluttonous in this into Ravenous, and then you get a draw anyway, and you also have, you know, depending on how many cards you have in your hand, you have the ability to pop cards during your opponent's turn. So you get the draw, and you get, disruption and removal. So I feel like that's kind of better than Lizardos in my opinion, at least to clear bodies. Like you can just synchro this to clear bodies, and then bring back the Gluttonous, and then synchro this with the Gluttonous, and then get 1 draw. It's the same resource it's the same like cycling through resources as Lizardos, because you're getting the draw, but you're getting another end board piece out of it, rather than Lizardos just banishing itself like the crappy card it is, in my opinion. I hate that card. I'm sorry. That card is so garbage. In my opinion. It's just purely my opinion. It's purely subjective. But then I do have a side deck for you guys. Again, this was the side deck I did play at the locals. The list that I played at the locals was definitely slightly different than this, but this is my altered list that I think, just in testing, has been, test hands and things of that nature has been phenomenal, like in terms of setting up its boards a lot better than with the first Penguin. So obviously we're siding 2 Deep Sea Minstrel, 2 Droll. Then for spells, we are definitely siding triple Anti-Magic Arrows. This card can win you games outright, depending on the deck you're playing against. Like, if you're playing against Dracotail, you can, like, outright win with this card. I mean, I won against, well, it was Magistus Dracotail, I think it was. And, he had in game 2, or was it game, I think it was game 2, he had 1 card set, and I just activated this, and that won me the game right there. So, that was the thing. Then I am siding 2 Lightning Storm. The reason why I play 2 Lightning Storm is because you need a way to out-die-fi if you go up against Radiant. And unfortunately, I mean, if they die-fi you, you can't heavy infantry it. You can't bounce it with Poseidra. I mean, unless even then you can't bounce it with Xyz Poseidra, you have to clear it some other way. Or you have to at least get to Changing and then banish it somehow. So Lightning Storm is just another sideable option for that. Then I am playing the Mizuchi, because Mizuchi still negates Super Poly. 1 talent for going first, triple evenly for another breaker, and then 1 Virtue Stream. So that is my Mermail deck list as of February going into March. And to be honest with you, I really do think this build will suit me a little better than the first Penguin build. Again, I understand the value of the first Penguin. I understand that it actually does get you to Teus, but Ryan gets you to Teus if you really need to see it, you know what I mean? Dragoons, like, you'll get to Dragoons if you know how to play your deck. I mean, I feel like the first Penguin, it's not a bad card. For water strategies in general, like, this card is useful, and it's not even to say that in Mermail it's not useful. I just think it's very lackluster in terms of what it does, and I think it has diminishing returns. Like, some games you'll have hands where it's busted, and then other games you'll have hands where it's just absolute garbage. So I just cut the first Penguins entirely, and I think that's the route I'm going to go, and we'll see how things go from there. I do plan on trying to do like a locals vlog one of these days. I intended to do it this past weekend, but I figured, like, I'm testing out the first Penguins at my first locals. I don't know how I feel about it. We'll see. I don't want to, like, test the first Penguins and then, like, just, like, absolutely hate them on film the entire time. So yeah, that's what we're gonna run with here. That's the story, and I'm sticking with it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I really appreciate the views you guys give us. I may do some combo tutorials later on, or like do some test hands or something of that nature. We'll just kind of see how things go with everything. I'm still out of work after my ankle surgery, so it's been a little bit weird, a little bit rough, but I appreciate the views you guys give us. As I said, Eric here at Team Eccentric, and I'm signing out.